Hello everyone. Hello, good evening. Hi everyone. So how are you all? Good evening everyone. Good evening. Hi, Sid Prasad. Hi Diditi. Hi Pranita. Hi Shumed, Gopika. Robowave, someone is there. AK, someone is there. Venkat. Hi everyone. Good evening. I hope you all are doing well, guys. So yeah, this is Essentials 2.0, and you are all here for React JS for Beginners 0 to Hero program. So yeah, that's what. Like we have started this session, Shiv Prasad. So hi everyone, once again, welcome everyone once again to this. So basically, you would be going with your React JS sessions, but before that, I just want to make some announcement and want to make some quick chit chat here. So I'm here right now in Odisha from Bhubaneswar. Hi everyone, hi all from Bhubaneswar to all of you there. You can all please mention your places from where actually you are attending this session. So that would be really great. Hello, Nitin. Hello, hi. So we'll understand. Sai Vignesh, don't worry. Like your instructor would be here in a moment. It's already there. I just have to bring in here, and he would make all of you aware, like make you aware of all the things about React.js, what it is. It's basically a web, like it is used in your web development domain. So he would be like explaining you all the stuff where you all be using it. Tamil Nadu, Pune, Bhopal, Gujarat, Ajmer. So I'm beginning to like I'm starting seeing the places of people. Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Chennai, Goa. That's great. Bhopal, Lakshmi Sagar. Okay, that I got it from Bhubaneswar. Yeah. So Bangalore, Kenjhar. Yeah, that's great. So I see many people from here, Odisha too. Also Hyderabad, Uttar Pradesh, Faridabad, Ranchi, Goa. That's great. Jaipur, Ahmedabad, Moradabad, Rajkot. Yep, that's great. That's great. Like, hi all. Hi. Once again, like, hi from Odisha, from Bhubaneswar to all of you out there. Those who are in Bhubaneswar, hi, and those who are not in Bhubaneswar, they were like, wherever you are, guys, wherever you are, just hi and welcome here once again. So, yeah, I'll be just making some quick announcement. Okay, like I think all of you know that we are now giving two kinds of certificate. First is participation certificate, and second is completion certificate. So who would be getting participation certificate? One who would attend all the sessions. Okay, all the sessions like 3+1, 3 days React.js course and 1 day career and guide like placement guidance session. 4 days you attend and put your attendance, guys, and you would be eligible for participation certificate. And along with that, okay, along with putting attendance for all these 4 days, if you also submit assignments and projects, your instructor would be giving some assignment and projects throughout the session. So you submit also that, and you would be eligible for completion certificate. And completion certificate is would be from Let's Upgrade, ITM group of institutions, also NSDC and Skill India, guys. Okay, so I'm very happy to say all you that we are now also giving out a physical copy of completion certificate. So just if you want a physical copy of completion certificate, guys, please attend all the session. Also submit all the assignment. Okay, we'll deliver it, guys. A physical copy will deliver it to all of you. So that's where this small announcement was about. You can put attendance. How do you put attendance? You can find all links in the description, guys. First of all, if you have not registered for the course, please register it. You'll find the registration link in the description. Okay, and you will also find the assignment submission form link there. Okay, where you can submit your assignment. Then you will also find the attendance link in the description. So you can just click on the link and you can fill up your attendance for this React.js day one. Okay, you can do it later maybe, or you can, if you want to do it now, you can do it. If you want to do it later, you can do it after the session. Okay, then there's some community group link. You can click on the link, join the community. All the necessary information would be posted there, guys, starting from like the details of the class or maybe links, and also the assignment that your instructor would be giving you. Those all things would be posted in the community assignment as well as class materials. So every necessary information would be posted in community, guys. So if you have not joined the community, please click the community group link and join it. Okay, first of all, register for the course. If you have not, then join the community link. This would be the very important part. Okay, then yeah, attendance link is already there in the description. You can just click on the link and fill the attendance. Okay, then assignment submission form link is also there. You can just click on that and then like submit your assignment accordingly. Okay, so assignment and all are later part that would be like given by your instructor. Also, the deadline of the assignment would be, guys, 21st. Okay, so you have these three classes for React JS: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, right? Then you'll get 3 more days for the assignment submission deadline, as a deadline. Okay, so it would be if 16, 17, 18 would be the classes for React JS. Then 1 more day would be career and placement session, that would be later. But 19, 20, and 21, these 3 days you will get all of you will get these 3 days to submit your assignments. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Mohammed. It would be available later for your reference. Okay then. So I think like I have already like announced whatever like I have announced everything whatever you require. So right now let me like bring in Saurav sir. He would be your instructor for this React JS session. So I think you all know is a very popular face and very familiar face. So like in web development course, any of our courses. So yeah, Saurav sir is already here. Hi Saurav sir, good evening. Sir, you are on mute actually.
Okay. Hi, sir. Hello. Hello. I'm sorry. I was on mute. Good evening, sir. Am I
Good
audible
evening, good
now?
evening. So guys, so I'll not take. Yeah, you're saying something, sir?
No, sir. I was just asking, like, am I mute or am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible, sir. Right,
Okay.
perfectly fine
That's
now.
great. That's great.
So guys, I won't take much of your time. Okay, Saurav sir is already here. I think like sir is more excited than you people to teach you the concept. So he's an amazing like developer come trainer. So like those who have already attended session of him, like they know it. Okay, why I'm saying this. Those who have not, they would also get to know after this session. So just like buckle up and attend session and like take everything out of Saurav sir whatever you can in this session of for React JS guys. So that's what I had for you all. Like I would be in the backstage now, and I'll pass the baton to Saurav sir. He will take it ahead. So sir, I am going like to the back end, and you take it ahead, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. Now I can see the chats. Hello, everyone. Good evening, all of you, and I welcome you all to this 3-day React Essentials course. And I can see a lot of people here are from the previous lectures because I told you guys, right? You have to attend my React Essentials as well. That is starting from 16. Okay. So I can see a few new names and I can also see a lot of familiar names. So hello, everyone. Hello, all the people from previous Essentials, and hello to all the people who are new here. Okay, and I welcome you all. I welcome you all to the React Essential course. Okay, and we are going to do a lot of things because we have 3 days. So we are going to do a lot of things. So yep, I can see Fiona. Good evening, good evening. I can see a lot of. Is it possible to complete in 3 days? See creation. It's not possible, but yeah, we can complete the fundamentals. And once you understand the fundamentals, then you can easily like grow in React. Once you understand the fundamentals, it's really easy. React is very easy once you understand the basics, and that's what we are here for. We will try to understand the basics in the best way possible. Okay, so yep, 3 days. Like, we're not going to complete the whole React because it has a lot of concepts, but at least we'll complete all the fundamentals. It will be a good starter for everyone. And at the end, on the last day, we are also going to create a small project. So we'll try to complete all the fundamentals, and I'll also show you how to create something out of it, so that you will have all the understanding of how to use React properly. Okay, and don't worry about, I'll also show you how to call like the network and how to get the data from network. So we have a lot of, I have actually planned a lot of things for you. So don't worry. In 3 days, we're going to enjoy the whole React thing. Okay. So, and for all the people who don't know me, my name is Saurabh Gupta, and I am by profession a full stack developer. And I also work with Let's Upgrade so that I can get to teach you like really cool people. Okay. So, yep, I can see everyone. So, good evening again, everyone, and let's get started. After completing Moon Stack salary package fresher level, once you complete one stack, okay, see, now it again depends on, like, it depends on the company. Okay, but I think once you're a fresher, you will get a good salary if you're a one stack developer. Even if you're a fresher, you'll get a good salary. But I'll suggest you not only to complete main stack development, at least like create a portfolio for yourself. Try to create 10 to 15 practice projects and good projects, and by that you'll like get everything. Will you focus more on functional or class components or both? In this, Hirsch, in this like in I think when I take like when I took a React Essential last time, I think maybe 2 months or 1 month back, then I used class components. And that time I told you guys that now in the next React Essentials, I'll be using functional components. So here today, we are going to use functional components. Is that clear, everyone? So now just to like let all the people know who are like new for React or like who are attending the first time, we are going to use functional components. And don't worry, once you understand functional components, once you understand the basics, understanding class components is not at all tough. It's really easy. Okay. But don't worry. For the people who don't know, don't worry. Don't worry about anything what I'm saying. You'll understand everything. Okay. And yep. And only like I'll just like to tell you the prerequisite. Like if you're going to learn React, there are a few things you should know. So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are the three things that you should know. Okay, if you know this, like not should know, but if you're familiar with this, it's amazing. If you don't know, not a problem at all. You can still learn it. You can still start understanding everything, because I am going to start everything from scratch. But if you know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, this will be amazing for you. You'll understand everything perfectly fine. Okay, so everyone, can we start? Are we excited? Just show me some excitement in the chat, guys. Come on, everyone, can we start now? Okay, and everyone, I'm considering that there are a lot of people who are like really new to React. So I would also like to like take 5 to 10 minutes to explain them what exactly React is. Okay, so I think there are few people who know a little bit of React. At least they know what is React. But there are a lot of people here who don't know React at all. So I will talk as if there are a lot of people in the chat who don't know React at all. So we'll start everything from the scratch. Okay, so let's start the journey of the next 3 days where we're going to learn a lot of React. Okay, so let's start. Don't worry, Suraj. If you're new in React, don't worry. I'm going to start everything from scratch. Okay. So before moving on to anything, before moving on how to install projects, how to use it, how to run it, what is function, what is class, don't worry about anything. Let's simply open a notepad, because this is something what like we do every time. Let's open a notepad. Okay. And let's try to understand what exactly is React. Okay. So this is what we are going to learn. Okay, React. My PC is a little slow because I just started it, so it's a little slow today. So don't worry. Maybe in next 5 minutes it will become good. So this is what we are here for. React, or you also call it something called as React JS. But normally people call it React. You can also call it React, or let's keep the JS here. So we are here to learn React JS. Now, what exactly is React JS? Okay, so let's talk about the definition. Let's try to understand what actually it is, what is the basics, and then we can start building things. So what exactly is React JS? Okay, so React JS is nothing but a library. Why my PC is working a little slow? I think something is going in the background. I think I'm installing the project in the background. Yes, I'm installing a project in the background. That's what is happening. Just for you guys, so don't worry about it. React, is the spelling correct now? Nope. Yeah. Okay. So what is React? React is nothing but a library, and not a normal library. It's a JavaScript library. React is nothing but a JavaScript library which is used to build the front end of web applications. Which is used to build the front end of web applications. Now, when I say front end, that means the UI components. Okay, the things that you see on a web page. Okay, the header, the navigation, and all the front end functionalities like click effect or you hover on something. So whatever you see on the front end. So when you open a website, right, you see the front end of the website, right? Like for example, you open Facebook, you see the whole front end. You don't know what is going in the back end. You don't know how your comments are getting. You don't know how your chats are going there or how the chats are coming. That is the back end part. But I'm only talking about the front end, the things that you can see, the things that you can click, the functionalities that you can perform only on the front end. That's where React help you. So React.js or React is nothing but a JavaScript library that helps you to build front end, or you can also call the UI components, the things that you can see. React helps you to build the things that you see on a web page in a really, really cool way, in a really, really easier way. Because now see, if you're already a developer and you have not used React, you will tell me that, okay, sir, why do we need React? Like I can build my front end by just using HTML, CSS, and JS, right? You can like this. This is one question that a lot of people ask. Like why should we use React? If I can build my front end in HTML, CSS, and JS, why do I need React? So remember, guys, React is nothing but a JavaScript library. It is also going to use, okay, this is also going to use what you call as, the things will still be same. You're again going to use HTML, CSS, and JS. The things will all be same, but now you're going to use a library. You're going to use a library. That means it will already have a lot of things that you need in your project prepared for you. You can simply install it and use it. So a lot of things for you, a lot of structuring, a lot of functionalities will be already built for you, and you can start building upon to it. That means now things will become fast and things will become easy. You don't have to start everything from scratch. A lot of functionalities that you need in front end when you start building applications, or when you start building websites, a lot of functionalities that you need, a lot of extra libraries that you need, okay, a lot of preparation work or structuring work that you need to do, all the things will be already there for you, and you have to simply start building your real things, the things that you want. You don't have to like start the structuring or install the like related libraries or something like that. React will provide you all the basic things that you need to start. And also it will give you a good structure of development. For example, when you normally start creating applications, you do a lot of like things, you do a lot of research work, like how to do this, or how can I like reuse this component, or how, if I want to use this navbar again and again, what will be the best process for it. Like you do a lot of repetition, and sometimes you research a lot in how to reuse your things. When you develop things normally, when you develop things just by using HTML, CSS, and JS, React helps you in that. React helps you in how to reuse your components properly, how to arrange your components properly, how to like fit your components properly, so that development is easier for you and development is cleaner for you. The code will also look clean. Okay, that's where React helps you. Is that clear, everyone? Yes, yes, Jyoti, you can use React. That is something called as React Native. It's like just a library like React that helps you to create mobile applications. So guys, have we cleared what is React? React is nothing but a JavaScript library which helps you to build or create front-end applications. You can also build application just by using HTML, CSS, and JS, but React provides you much more better way of developing front-end application. You're still gonna use HTML, CSS, and JS, but in a different way, because it's a library that will already provide you with a lot of structuring, a lot of packages, and a good structure for your code. So guys, I hope we are clear with this. You don't have to know anything else. There are a lot of explanations, but this is the only explanation that you need. This is the simplest explanation that you simply need. Okay, you don't have to like go deep into it, like how we are going to see everything. But if someone asks React, this is what React is. That's it. Okay, React Native for mobile applications. Yes, exactly, Suraj. Yes. And React.js is not the only library of framework that does this. Like, okay, there is also something called as Angular that does like almost the exact same thing that React is doing. It also helps you to create front-end applications. There's one more named Vue, if you have heard of it, right? Vue or Vue.js. It also helps you to create front-end applications. So Vue.js and Angular, if you have heard of it, it's nothing but the competitors of React. Angular and Vue.js are nothing but competitors of React. Okay, and in future, we're also planning you to teach Vue and Angular. Okay, but don't worry about them right now. I just wanted to tell you that if you know Angular and Vue, React is also one and the same thing. It's again a front-end library that will help you to create the front end of an applications. The same thing you do with Angular, or the same thing you do with Vue.js. And you can also do it with React. But currently, React is one of the most famous frameworks and one of the most downloaded framework or libraries that people are using. That's why we are learning React. But a lot of concepts in these frameworks or libraries are similar. So don't worry about it. You can learn one and you can go for the next. Okay. Which is best between them? I think all are good. I think some people are going for React. Some like it again depends on you, what kind of development you like. So don't worry. Once you learn all the three, you can understand what is best for you. Because see, all these libraries have their own advantages and disadvantages. Some libraries provide something really good, but some libraries like, don't provide good things. So they all have their advantages and disadvantages. They all have some good things and some bad things. And that is something that you'll know by learning everything. So don't worry, we are doing React here. In some time we'll also learn Angular, and in some time we'll also learn Vue. And also, if you learn React, Angular is easier for you again. Like you can easily then understand Angular, because this all three frameworks have some like common things between them. So once you learn one of the frameworks, the next two will become easier for you to understand. So you can learn and compare it, but don't worry about it right now. Okay, everyone. So that's what React is, and today we're going to see everything about it. Okay, I hope it is understandable. Okay, and if you know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you'll understand everything. So don't worry about it. But I really hope everyone is cleared. Okay, guys, please tell me difference between framework and library. So this is a good question. I'll tell you. So a library is like, you can say, a collection of functions. A library is like a collection of functionalities, and a framework is like a structured project. Again, it will have a like collection of functionalities, but you can see a framework is a bigger thing. A framework is like a complete project setup. A framework is like a complete project setup, and a library is nothing but a collection of functionalities from which you can use functions. So React is also considered a library, but it's also considered a framework because it also gives you a structured project, structured starter project. So React is considered library and framework both. You can also call it a library, you can also call it a framework. Okay, but Angular is a framework because it's like a complete setup. React is not a complete setup. It gives you the essentials things, but you can also install your own things. It gives you freedom of installing your own things freely, adding things that you need, removing things that you don't need. In that case, Angular comes with all the things. Okay, is that clear? So that's it. Angular is framework and React is library. Yes. So you can also call React a library. You can also call React a framework. Totally fine. Not at all a wrong answer. Okay, everyone. So now let's move ahead. And before starting, I would just like to tell you one more thing. Okay. Now, see, each and every framework or library, okay, each and every framework or library has a way, like it gives you a way of creating things. Okay. So React also follows one really great approach of front end development. React follows a really great approach of front end development. So React follows something called as a component based approach. Now you have heard it a lot of times. Let's try to understand it. What is like this component based approach? Okay. So React follows a component based approach. That means React tells you that, okay, fine. Whenever you want to create something, like think of everything like a component. Think of everything like a component. For example, if you're creating a web page, okay, now your web page can have a header. Inside the header, you can have a navigation. Okay, after the header, you can have a banner. Then after the banner, you can have services. Right? You know all this, right? Like when you create a web page, these are the things that you have in your web page. You have a header. Inside header, you have a navigation. You have logo. You have a banner. You have services. You have about us. You have contact form. You have contact details. So like these things, you can consider all of them different components. Like header is a component, navigation is a component, logo can be a component, banner is nothing but a component. So what React tells you is consider everything as a component. And when I say like you have to follow a component based approach, that means you have to create all your components separately, create your header separately, create your banner separately. That means you have to create things component by component. So you simply create components in React, and at the end merge all the components to create a web page. But why are you creating components? So that you can simply reuse them, because now your header is a completely different component. So you can put it in any page. You can put it on the home page, you can put the same component on the about us page, you can put the same component on some other page. That's the best thing about component based approach. That means you can reuse your things. If you create a header component, you can reuse it everywhere. You can reuse it like anywhere. Create a banner component, whenever you want it include it, whenever you want to remove it exclude it. So that is what a component based approach means. Consider everything as a component. Okay, consider everything as a component, create everything like a component, and then merge all of them to create a web page. And depending on your need, use some components. Depending on your need, remove some components. It's totally up to you, but it helps you in reusability. And don't worry, you'll understand all of this. But that's what React follows. So are we cleared, everyone? Everyone, are we cleared? React follows a component based approach. And don't worry, you don't have to like really like go mad in this. It's simple to understand. So you can, and again, like you can ask one more question here. How will I understand what to consider a component? Don't worry, that is something that you learn after practice. Like right now I can simply say, okay, fine, header is a component, banner is a component, about is a component. In future, maybe inside my header I'll add more components, inside my banner I'll add more components. So how to divide your components properly, that is something you learn over time with practice. Okay, so don't think like how can I consider like when to create a component, or like should I create a header component or should I create a nav component? How will I understand how to like create a proper component, or when to consider an element as component? Don't worry, this is something that you learn over time. In the start you will only create 3 components. Maybe after some time, after understanding everything, those 3 components can be converted into 6 components. Those 6 components can be converted into 9 components. That is something you will learn over time, how to actually divide your components properly so that you can reuse. So that depends on situation and how you learn it. So don't worry about it. Is good knowledge of JavaScript a requirement? A fair knowledge it's fine. Like if you know the basics, it's fine. If you know the basics of JS, it's completely fine. If you know functions, arrays, and everything is fine. You don't have to like be a pro in JavaScript to learn React. Okay, amazing. So now that was it for this. That was it for it. Now, to start React development, what are the things that you will need in your PC? Okay, so let's get the softwares ready. Now we have understood React. React is nothing but a library which helps you to create front-end applications or front-end web applications, a front-end of the web applications, and it follows a component-based approach. And now this is something we'll see in practical. But now, what are the things that you need? Okay, so for everyone who is new here, okay, let's start. So I'll tell you each and every software that I'm going to use so that your PC needs for React development, the editor and the software, everything. So the first thing that you need to install in your PC is something called as Node.js. The first thing that you need to install in your PC is something called as Node.js. Is it necessary to learn Tailwind framework? No, not at all. Not at all, Preeti. No, it's not necessary. It's simply if you know it, it will be a great thing to have. You can simply create write some like CSS with your applications. But again, it's not important or mandatory. It's a good thing. That's it. Okay. Now, guys, see, remember, everyone, the first thing that you need is something called as Node.js. So you can simply go for like Node.js download. Now, what is Node.js? It's simply a JavaScript runtime. It's nothing but a JavaScript runtime. That means it's simply an environment that you install in your PC that will help you to run JavaScript anywhere in your PC. And it also gives you a really cool package manager by which you can install libraries or you can remove libraries. You can manage your packages, manage your libraries. So if you install Node.js in your PC, that means you can run JavaScript anywhere in your PC because it's nothing but an environment for JavaScript. Secondly, it provides you with a package manager that you can use to install or remove JavaScript packages. Is that clear, everyone? Node packages or whatever you call it. Okay, so now just go for Node.js download and just come here, and now let it open. Now from here, depending on your PC, and your operating system, just come here and download. So like for me, I will go for this because my PC is Windows and it's 64-bit. So I'll go for this Windows installer 64-bit. So simply download it, double click, next, and everything will be done. Okay, so basically the JavaScript environment will be installed in your PC. Now that by that you can run JavaScript anywhere in your PC. So this is one thing you have to install, the JavaScript environment, Node.js. If you're not so good in CSS, you can work well with React. Yes, Suruchi. Yes, definitely. Yes, because CSS is something that you can learn over time and you can also like watch it and write it, right? It's totally fine. You can watch it and create your components. So not a problem. CSS is not a necessity for React. JavaScript is one thing that you should know, and HTML and CSS, even the basics are enough. So not a problem at all. Okay, guys. So remember, install the software according to your PC and just double click next, and install it. And the environment of Node.js will be set up in your PC. Everyone have it clear with the installation? You just have to install it like a normal software. So depending on your PC, download it. And what is Node.js? See, in some time, we're also going to have Node.js Essentials. And that time, I'll explain you how Node.js actually work. But for now, we are going for React. So I'll just tell you, Node.js is nothing but a JavaScript environment. That's all, which helps you to run JavaScript anywhere in your PC. That's the basic explanation I'm giving right now for Node.js. Okay, and it also gives you a package manager that you can use to install or remove packages or manage packages in for your project. Okay, so that's why you have to install Node.js. So React.js and React Native, no, React.js and React Native are different. So React.js is used for web applications and React Native is used for mobile applications. Okay, so now install this. So this is one thing that you need. And the second thing that you need is the code editor, because we need something to write code, right? So for all the new people, one of the most famous code editors going on is VS Code. So just go on the internet and just write VS Code download. No, it will not include any IDE, Shivam. No. So now I'm installing it. Just go for VS Code download. Go on the link again. And again, simply go here and let it open. Yes, now again, depending on your PC, just download one of them and simply double click and install. And your VS Code will also be installed. So this is what we're going to use. Priyanka, you don't need Anaconda. You don't need, because it comes with a lot of things, right? You don't need Anaconda. You simply install VS Code. We only need VS Code for this. That's all. We only need VS Code. So to run JS in server side, we are using Node.js to install. Yes. See, once you want to run JS on server side, yes, you go for Node.js. In this case, we are simply going to use Node.js only for some JavaScript support and for some packaging support, because we need to install a lot of packages and we have to manage packages. That's why. In this, we are not going to like, but Node.js requires server. No, 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 no. Don't worry. Don't think like that. Node.js is a JS environment. Server side JavaScript takes help of Node.js. Okay, but Node.js is not like the, it's not only creating server side JS. No, Node.js is like a complete environment. So don't think like Node.js only helps you to create server side JavaScript applications. No, Node.js is a complete environment. Creating server side JS applications is one of the features. You can do a lot of things. So don't think like that. Okay, everyone. Okay. So now depending on your PC, install one and that's it. Now you're ready. So after installing Node.js and after installing VS Code, you're ready for development. And I'm also installing a project side by side for React, but I'm just checking if it is installed. It's taking a little time. And don't worry, I'll also tell you how to install a project. So don't worry about it right now. I just wanted to install, because if I do it in front of you, it will take like around 10 minutes to install. So we have to wait. That's why I started it earlier, but it's still taking time. Let it install. Let it install. Yes, you can tell that. Yes, yes, Samir, you can say it like that. Yes. Okay, everyone. So are we cleared with the software? So you simply need Node.js that will set up a JS environment for your PC. And also it will give you a package manager and simple Visual Studio code. And one more thing, guys. If you're not like, if you're already familiar with some editor, you can go for it. If you're familiar with Sublime, if you're familiar with Bracket, you can go for it. There is no forcing you that you have to only use VS Code. You can go for Sublime, you can go for Brackets, you can go for any editor that you like. Okay, but just don't go for Notepad. Okay, but other than that, go for any editor. It's totally fine. But VS Code is like one of the most famous going on right now and simplest to understand and like easy to use. That's why I'm suggesting you VS Code. And yes, for Linux, you have to go for deb. Like for Ubuntu, actually, you have to go for deb. Okay. Because I don't have a lot of knowledge about Linux, but I think, yeah, for Ubuntu, you can go for, see, they have actually mentioned it here. For Debian and Ubuntu distributions, you have to go for deb. For Red Hat, Fedora, and SUSE, you have to go for RPM. So, yep. Can I use Atom? Yes, definitely. You can go for Atom. You can go for PHP Storm, WebStorm. Anything is fine. Yes, 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 Sambhav. Yes, Node.js will only provide the environment to run JavaScript, and also it will help you to like manage JS packages. Yes. Is it compulsory to learn JS before learning React.js? You can say in a way, yes. If you know a little bit, it's amazing. It will be fine. But even if you don't know, you can still try it. You will still understand because it is familiar to a lot of programming languages. But yes, if you know JS, yep, it's fine. So you can say that, yeah, it is needed that you should know JS before starting with React or Angular or anything like that. It's a good thing to have. But yes, without that also, you can try to understand everything. It's not that tough. You don't need to learn Node.js. No, you are simply installing Node.js. You never learn Node.js. There's Node.js is not a language. You simply learn JavaScript. Node.js is just an environment. Nihal Govardhan, Node.js is nothing but just an environment. So you never learn Node.js. You simply learn JavaScript. Is that clear? Node.js is just an environment. That's it. Okay. Let me see if my project is installed. Yup, it is installed. And now I'll tell you what I was doing here. So let me just close it. Now it's installed. Come on. Yeah, fine. Okay. So now, guys, let's start with React. Okay. Everyone, just give me one more. Not, so what is the difference between React and Angular? See, both are for same things. Okay. Both are nothing but a front end development library or framework. Or you can say like, it's just like these are two things. See, let's just like think of it like this. You want to use a toothpaste. Okay. Now there are multiple toothpaste. You can use any one of them depending on whatever you like. Just like that, React and Angular are like almost same things. Angular also helps you to create front end web applications, and React also helps you to create front end web applications. It's just like React is like a library. It gives you freedom of installing things. Okay. And you can remove things and you can manage your things. Okay. You can also add third party things very easily. Because it's a small library at the start. It's not a big project at the start. It's like a small library. Angular is like a complete framework. Okay. It comes with all the things pre-built. But the difference is, like, the common thing is they both intend to do the same thing. They help you to create front-end applications. So React, Angular, Vue, these three frameworks will help you to create front-end applications in their own way. Is that clear? Okay. Now, after installing Node.js and after installing VS Code, the next thing is to install the React library or the React project. The next thing, then why React is so popular than Angular? See, initially Angular was really popular, but after some time people switched in React because of its easiness. But maybe in future they will shift to something else. That's how things goes on, right? Some like Angular will come up with some better features, people will shift to Angular. React will again come up with some better features, people will shift to React. So that's how it goes. That's how it goes. At some point of time, Angular was really in boom. Nowadays, React is in boom. Maybe in some time again Angular will come in boom. So that's how it works. So don't worry about it. Like, simply learn the things. Okay, that's the best thing. Okay, now guys, let's move ahead. Okay, and let's start learning React. So before everything, let's see how to actually install a React library or a React project in which you can start learning React. Okay, so let's see how to install the React library or the React project that we need to start with React. So again, now you have installed Node.js, right? That has given you a package manager, and by using that package manager, you can actually install the React library or the React application. Okay. So now what you can do is you can simply open a command window anywhere in your PC, wherever you want to install the project. For example, let's say I go here, okay, in my directory. And yes, just for some info, React is created and managed by Facebook. Okay, just for information. Like Angular is created and managed by Google. So React is created and managed by Facebook. And in their Facebook website and in their applications, they use React very intensively. Okay. What I need to learn Java before studying JavaScript? No, no, Payappa. You can start Java, like you can start with JavaScript without even learning Java. So don't worry about it. Yes. So now, guys, please focus, everyone. Now that you have installed Node.js and now you have got its package manager, we're going to use its package manager to actually install the React project or library, whatever you call it. In my case, I'm going to call it React project. So now, wherever you want to install it, go there. So I'm going on desktop. Okay. And here I want to install that project. So what you're going to do is you're going to open a command window or a command prompt, or you can also call it a terminal. Open anything for this directory. So how you can open it? You can simply shift and right click. So in whatever directory you want to open your command prompt, simply put shift and right click. Or you can simply open your command prompt and then you can like cd your way through it. You can simply change the directory and come to desktop. I'm directly using the shortcut shift right click, and I'll directly get this open PowerShell window here. Okay. So now I click on open PowerShell. It will simply open a command window for me. It will simply open a command window for me, and that's it. And here we go. See, it's already on the path. So it's totally fine. You can either open your normal command prompt and just do cd and come to your desktop, or any folder you want to create your project in. I'm creating my project on desktop, so I simply did this. Okay, I just go on the desktop folder, shift right click, and open the command window. Now, after installing Node.js, you got one command. You got one command that is npx. But before that, I would also like to explain you what is npm. So you get something called as npm and npx. Okay. So first of all, let's try to understand what is npm. So npm stands for Node Package Manager. It simply is nothing but a command that will help you to install or manage or uninstall packages. That's it. It will simply help you to install, uninstall, or manage packages. That's it. Okay. And you also have something called as npx. You also have something called as npx. Okay. It again does the same thing. It is nothing but node package executable. It does the same thing. Okay. But there's a difference. npm, if you install anything using, like, if you perform, like, let's say, use npm to download, it will download the packages or tools for you. If you use npm, it will download. Npm is used to download the packages or tools. Npx is used to directly execute the tools, even without downloading them. Okay, so by using npm, you download the tools or the packages. So by using npm, you download the tools or the packages. By using npx, you directly execute them without even downloading them directly from the internet. Okay, so if you think that you need some package in your pc, you can download it and then execute it and use it. But if you feel you need this package only for this time, in future you're not going to use it, so instead of downloading it, you can directly execute it from the internet if it is only a one time need. Is that clear, everyone? So you have npm, which will help you to download the tool or the package, and you have npx, which directly helps you to execute the tool or package from the internet directly. So are we clear? You have npm, you have npx. So if you feel I want to download something, you can use npm. If you feel you don't want to download thing, you simply want to execute it, simply use npx. It's nothing but just like node package executable. You have node package manager, that is npm. You have node package executable, that is npx. Node package executable. Okay, is that cleared, everyone? Are we cleared? So depending on the need, we can either go for npm or npx. So by npm, I can download a tool and then execute it. By npx, I can directly execute it without downloading it. Okay. And for today's session, I'm going to use npx. I'm going to use npx because I simply don't want to download that tool. I simply want to use it. But remember, you should have the internet connection if you're using npx. Without internet, you cannot work with it. Actually, in npm also. But after downloading, you don't need internet. But in npx, you need internet because it directly executes the package from the internet. With npm, once you have downloaded it, after downloading, you don't need internet. You can internally run it. Okay. So now, guys, let's move ahead and let's install a React project. So now, npx, and now first of all, you have to tell which package you want to execute or which tool you want to execute. So the tool that helps you to create a React app or to create a React project or to download a React project is this: create-react-app. It's create React app. This is the tool or the package that you need to create or download the React project. Now, if you're using npm, for example, if you're using npm, so this package will be downloaded in your PC, and then you will execute this package to create your React project. But if I'm using npx, I don't have to do that. I'm directly telling, okay, fine, I'm using this package and I want this package to create a React project for me. So I don't have to like do it twice. I don't have to download it first and then use it. I can directly use it without downloading. So simple, npx. First I write npx, then I write which tool I want to use. I want to use the create React app tool. And what I want it to do, I want it to create a React project for me. So simply write the React project name. So simply write whatever project name you want. Simple. And just press enter, and that's it. Is that cleared, everyone? Are we cleared? Guys, are we clear with this? So npx, the tool that you want to use, in this case, I'm using create React app and then the project name, and that's it. It will download it for you. It will download the project for you. Sumit Kumar, so which is good, npr or npx? See, there are two different things. One is, so if it is like a one-time use, like for example, see, I don't want to install the create React app tool in my PC. That's why I'm using this. By this, I'll get the project and I don't have to download the create React app in my PC. If I use npm, first I have to download it in my PC. That means the create React app tool will live in my PC. It will be always in my PC. That's it. Okay. See, I'll also show you the next way. I use npm. First, I have to do this. npm create. Sorry, I have to do this. npm install create React app. So first I'll do this. What this will do, this will download the tool in my PC. And then I'll use the tool to create the project. Then I'll use the tool to create the project. If I have the create React app already, can I use directly? No, then you don't have. If you have the create React app, you don't even need to use npx. If you have it, like, see, guys, everyone, please focus. Kingsman, buddy, don't spam the chat. Sir, does 4-hour JS is enough for begin? Yes, 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 Kingsman. It's totally fine, buddy. Even if you have learned JS for 2 hours, if you know, if you have understood, it's not about the time, it's about the things that you know. Okay, so if you know arrays, if you know loops, if you know some loop functionalities, and if you know the basics of DOM manipulation, you're good to go. Okay. Okay, everyone. So everyone, please focus. If you do this, npm install create React app, that means now you have downloaded the create React app package in your PC. You have downloaded it. And now to create a project, you have to do this. Create React app. I forgot to, yeah, hyphen, and then your project name. Simple. So you download it and then you use it. This is using it. If you're using npx, you're not downloading it. You're simply writing npx. That means I would like to execute a package directly from the internet, and I want to execute this tool, create React app, and then simply write your project name. So you're not downloading it. You're simply using it. That's it. Are we cleared, everyone? We are not downloading this create React app tool in our PC. That's it. That's it. No clarity on the screen. Everyone, please tell me, is my screen clear, guys? Is my screen clear? Yes, Milind, you can also use Yarn. It's totally fine, buddy. If you know about Yarn, you can also go for Yarn. I personally use npm. I don't go for Yarn, but yes, you can definitely go for Yarn. It's again a package manager. That's it. Nothing else. So, guys, are we cleared? Okay, that is amazing. That is amazing. Now, guys, everyone. Now, okay, we can use VS Code terminal. Yes, obviously, you can use VS Code terminal. Not totally fine. Yes, yes, Pravan, you can use these commands in VS Code terminal, because VS Code terminal is nothing but instance of a command prompt. So definitely you can go for it. Now, guys, I'm not installing the project in front of you because it will take around 5 minutes to install. So just run the command for you and let it install in behind. But I have already installed it. Okay, so you guys have to run the command and keep it. It will take 5 minutes and install the project for you. But I have already installed the project. I'll tell you, I executed this command, npx create React app React-demo. I just executed this command and it took 5 minutes and installed a project named React demo for me. That's it. I'm not doing it right now because we don't want to waste time, right? So I'm not doing it. It will take around 5 minutes. Which is better? It's not like that, Banot Siva. Both are fine. Depends on the situation, right? Sometimes you need to download things. In that case, you'll use npm. Sometimes you simply want to execute things. You don't want to download it. There's only a one-time use. Then you use npx. So it's not like which is better. They have different uses. You cannot compare them. Right, Banot? One is installer, one is executor. You don't compare them, right, Banot? Okay. So now, guys, let's remove it. And that's it. Now you can see here on my desktop, let me just move it. I have already installed a project named React Demo. If I can show you, here we go. Let me open the browser again. Yeah. So I have already installed the React Demo project just to save time. And that's it. Now, if I open it, you can see a lot of things like this. It has a lot of files, it has a lot of folders, and this is what you get by default. So all the basic structuring and all the basic libraries and functionalities that you need are already there, and now we can build up on this. So don't worry, we'll see the meaning of all the folders. So let's do one thing first. Let's open this in VS Code so that we can see everything. So let's open the same project in VS Code. So let's go to VS Code and let's simply write file, open folder. Now it's on my desktop. So desktop, and here we go, React demo. And now it should be opened. Don't worry about that. Now, don't worry about it creation. I'm showing everything in VS Code. It will be zoomed. Okay, so no need to do zoom the desktop. I just showed you that it's on the desktop. Now I have moved it to VS Code, so now I can see all the folders and files here. So don't worry about it. Not a problem, guys, everyone. Don't worry about the desktop thing. I just like showed you that it's on the desktop. Now I'm opening it with VS Code so you can see everything. So don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. So here is the same project. It's the same thing. Okay. So here is the project. I have opened it in VS Code and now you can see all the folders. Okay. Now let's take 2 minutes and let's try to understand all the files and folders. Everyone asking for Zoom. You guys can see my VS Code, right? Everyone? Guys, can you see my VS Code? Because if I zoom it more than this, it will be like really, it will become really difficult for me to understand everything, all the things that is written here. So everyone, can you guys see my font size? I think it's like pretty big, right? So I hope it's fine. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So on desktop, I was just showing you that, yeah, it is on the desktop now, just to prove you that, okay, fine, it's there. Now I have opened it in VS Code and now you can see it. Okay. So now let's try to understand what is this React project giving you by default. Okay. So let's see the first thing. The first thing here is the node modules folder. You can see the first thing here is the node modules folder. Okay. One of the most important things that you need in any JS project if you're doing it. So if you create even a React project or an Angular project or a Vue project, or even if you create a backend JavaScript server-side JS project, node modules will always be there. What is this folder about and what it is holding? So node modules is nothing but it holds all the packages and libraries that you use in your project. Some are pre-built, that means there are a lot of packages and libraries which are already there, and now in future also you will install a lot of packages and libraries. All those packages and libraries will be also placed inside node modules folder. So node modules folder is nothing but a place where all the packages and libraries, either they are already there, or in future if you install any packages or libraries, it will also be placed there. So it's nothing but a folder that holds all your packages and libraries. Is it cleared? Guys, are we cleared? So node modules will always be there. It's a folder which holds all the packages and libraries. Some packages are pre-built, some of them you will install in future, but that will be the place where they will be stored. So that is node modules. Simple. Okay. Now let's come from the bottom. Instead of top, let's come from the bottom. So first you have a readme file. Even if you don't have it, it's not causing any problem, but I'll just tell you. So please tell some brief about Next.js and how we use Next.js. Don't worry. Yes, at the end we'll talk about Next.js as well. Once we are at the end of the session, I'll tell you about Next.js. Okay, don't worry about it. Command not found. First you have to install it, Jiva. You have to install it first. So first you have to do npm install create react app. First you have to install it. If you're directly using create react app, first you have to install it. Okay, so now guys, let's go from the bottom. So the first file is readme.md. If you want, you can ignore it, but simply let's try to understand. In that file, you simply mention what is this project about, or if you want your clients or the people who will download your project, if you want to make them understand few things, you can write that things in there. So that's it. Details about your project, details about your packages, details about your software. You can write few comments there and you can leave it. Even if you want, you can delete it. It's totally fine. It's not a requirement. It's just a good thing to have. That's it. So readme for the people who want to understand your project, you can put some details in there. That's it. Okay. Now the next one is really important. One of the most important, package.json. Okay. So what it is? So it's nothing but a JSON file which holds the information about your project, which holds the information about your project, like what is the project name, what is the project like version, and who is the author, what is the kind of licensing you have. So all the project information is stored in package.json, and also all the packages that you will install in future, all the details about them also will be stored in package.json. Okay, is that clear? So three main things. I'm not going to talk about all the things, but there are three main things that is stored. The details, like the details of the three important things are stored in your package.json, and the three things are project details, package details, okay, when you install them, and the scripts, internal scripts that you have, the internal commands that you want to run, okay, for your particular project. So the scripts, the package information that you're going to download, and the project information. So these are the three things that mainly are stored in the package.json. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me. Okay, so that's why this is one of the most important files. And there is one more use. I'll tell you, don't worry. There is one more need. There is one more use. But are we clear with this at least? What kind of information it has? Now I'll tell you like what is the different use, but don't worry. Just wait for a minute. Now you have one more thing that is something similar. That is package lock.json. Now, what is package lock.json storing? So it is storing information about all the packages that you have in your node modules. It is storing the information of all the packages and their current versions and their links and everything. So detail about the library. It is simply storing the complete detail about a package that you have in your node modules. And also in future, when you install any package, all the information related to that package will also be stored in package log.json. The version, the link, and the integrity and the name, everything. So package log.json simply holds the information about all the packages that are already in node modules and all the packages that you will install in future. It holds the information about all the packages and libraries that you're going to use. Is that clear, everyone? So package.json is holding package information, project information, script information, and all the third-party packages that you install. Only their names and the versions when you install them. Okay, only the names of the packages. But package log.json holds the information about everything related to the package, the version, the integrity, the first installation version, the current version, the name, everything about the package. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So that's the difference between package.json and package lock.json. So everyone, are we cleared? Okay, I hope it is cleared. Okay, amazing. Now you have one more file. Okay, first of all, I'll tell you another use. Why do we have these two files? Why do we have these two files? Now let's say you want to share this project to someone else. You want to share this project to someone else. Like I want to share this project to you. Now remember, guys, if this project is 200 MBs project, just think of it like this. If this project is 200 MBs project, this node modules folder will take 190 MB. Think of it like this. 95% of the size is nothing but the node modules folder. So 95% of the size of the project is held by the node modules. Okay, that means node modules is the heaviest folder in your project. That means if I want to share this whole project, I should skip the node modules. I should not share the node modules because if I share it, it will take a lot of time and memory. So I should only share these files, not the node modules. But now you can think, if I don't share the node modules, how will people know what packages I have used in my project? How will they get the packages that I'm using? Because my packages are stored in node modules, right? So how will they know which packages I want to use in the project or which packages I'm using? How will they get the support of all the packages? That's why we have these two files, package log and package. So once they get the project, they will also have this package lock and package. And they simply have to run the commands. And that command will see these two files and will understand what are the packages that are needed. And then it will install the node modules separately for them. So you don't have to share the node modules. You simply share the files. They will get the file and they'll simply run a command like npm install. Npm install will see the package file and read everything. What packages do you need? And it will create a separate node modules folder for you. Is that clear, everyone? So you don't have to share node modules. So in future also, if I share this project, I'm not going to share node modules. I'll share all the other files. You simply download my project and run npm install once, and it will create a node modules folder, and it will also install the required packages. And that's it. So I hope everyone is cleared. You never have to share this. It's one of the heaviest folders in your project. Okay. Deepak is saying, sir, public and SRC are not available. I think then there was some problem while installing it. Do one thing, try to install it again. I would suggest you like this for now, because sometimes while installation, there are some problems, and that's why you face these issues. Okay, now guys, let's see the next two folders that are very important. So first, I would like to explain you public. Okay, so now public is a folder where you simply store your images. Okay, your like whatever assets you want to use. So you can store your images, audios, videos, icons in the public folder. Like when your website needs images, audio, and video, you create a folder for it, right? So public is the folder where you store all your assets, like your images, audio, video, and everything. And also, public is the folder that is holding this index.html, which is nothing but your page that will run. This is the only page that will run. Okay, don't worry, you'll understand it. But this is the page that runs when you execute this app, when you execute this project. This is the page that runs on the browser, this index.html. So public holds the main page that will run on the browser, and also you can store your images, icons, and everything there. Yes, all the static things that you need. Is that cleared, everyone? I hope it is cleared. Guys, please tell me, are we clear with public? Okay, don't worry, I'll tell you how this index.html is important, but at least are we cleared, everyone? Please tell me. So public for your main index.html, and also all your assets that you need in future. And now, from the developer perspective, from my perspective, from your perspective, this is the folder we are interested in. This is the folder we are interested in, SRC. This is the folder where we do all the magic, where we create components, merge them, use them. This is the place where we write our code. Is that cleared? Okay, SRC. And now just give me some time, because I want to delete the things that you don't need right now. Okay, so you don't need this, you don't need this, you don't need this. So let me just simply remove the 4 files that you don't need right now. So you don't need this, and you also don't need this. I'll first of all make it shorter for you. Okay, don't worry, in future you can understand things about this, but right now you don't need it. So let me remove the logo file and all the testing files that you don't need right now. So where is delete? Delete them. I don't need those 4 files, and that's it. That's it. Now I don't need those 4 files. Okay, and that's it. So now you can assume like you simply have these 4 files: app.css, app.js, index.css, index.js. Now, what is this app.js and what is this index.js? I'll tell you. Okay, so now as I told you in the start only, as I like mentioned in the start, that React follows a component based approach. So now, first of all, let me go to a Jamboard and let me explain you how React actually works. I'll tell you the file structure. So don't worry, guys. Let me open a Jamboard. Okay, because I want to explain you how React actually works. So let it open, and yep, clear the frame. Now, guys, everyone, please focus. The next 5 minutes are very important. So let's focus. So think of it like this, guys. Think of it like this. Okay. So now React follows a component based approach. Okay. So see, it works like this. First, on the top, you have your what? You simply have your, oh, what I'm opening here. No, I don't want to do anything like this. Where is that text? Yeah. So on the top, you simply have your index.html file, which is the only page that runs on the browser. It is the only page that runs on the browser. Okay. Now, the next thing that you have is nothing but your app.js. Okay. You have your app.js. Now, let's say I want to start creating the website. So I'm starting like to create the components. So now to create a components, you simply create JS files. Normally, just try to understand it like this. In future, you will see how to work with it. So just for now, think of it like whenever you want to create a component, let's say I want to create a header component or a banner component or a service component or a about us component, I have to create a JS file for it. So let's say I create a header component. Okay, it's fine. Here we go. I create a simple header.js. Okay. Then I want to create a banner component. So I go here. Okay. There are some doubts. I'll clear in some time. Don't worry, Himanshu, I'll clear it. And let's say I also create one more component that is banner.js. Okay. And let's say I create one more component that is about us.js. So these are the three things these are the three components I created. That means three components means three files. Okay. So I created three components. Now remember, guys, this app.js is also a component. And app.js or the app component. See, it is header.js, header component. Banner.js, banner component. So app.js, simply say it, app component. So app component is nothing but your main component. It is the only component that loads. It is the only component that loads. Okay. So if you want to load all these components, what you have to do is you have to put all of them in the app.js. So app.js is like your main function. App.js is like your main function. It's the main component. It is the only component that loads on the web page. Okay, so whatever components you create, you have to put all of them on app.js so that they can also be loaded on the browser. So you create your components, but at the end, you have to put them on app.js. You will learn that how to do it, but don't worry about it. But that's what I wanted to tell you. You need to create your components and put them onto app.js in some way so that they can be loaded on the browser. Is that clear, everyone? So app.js. And so that's why you have this app.js here. It's nothing but your main component. How to put, sir? It's not a folder. Don't worry, creation. That's what I'll tell you. Right now, just try to understand what I'm saying. Okay, don't worry about how to put it or how to do it. That's we'll learn. We'll learn all the practical things. But first, you have to understand the theory. Because once you understand the theory, practical is easiest for you. Okay. So app.js is nothing but a component. That means they have given you one component by default, app.js, which is the main component. And now you have to create your other components and you put them on app.js if you want to load it. Now, there is one more file. You know this, it's index.app.css, index.css. They are nothing but styling files, so don't worry about them. Now there is one more JS file, index.js. Is this a component? No, it's not a component. So now, what is the use of index.js? I'll tell you. So now, let me mention it first. So now index.js works between the app.js and index.html. So what is the use of index.js? Index.js is a file which is responsible for rendering the components on the HTML file, which is responsible for rendering the components. It is the one that renders all these components in on this index.html file. So this is the file in which all the logic of rendering your components is written. So it is the file where the logic of rendering these components that you're making of on the HTML page is written. That's it. So index.js is not a component. It simply holds the logic in which it is written that how to load all these components on the HTML page. That's it. It is the rendering file. It is nothing but the rendering file. So that's it. So index.html is the only thing that loads. Index.js renders the app.js on index.html, and app.js holds all your components. And that's how the React hierarchy works. That's how React works. So it is changing page and content without navigating, right? It is changing page and content. Yes, it's not going on another page. That's the trick. That's the catch. It's not going on another page. Okay, so don't worry. You will also understand this Vishwa Studio. Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. So guys, are we clear? That means in React, you don't create pages. You simply create components. That means index.html is the only page that loads. Index.html is the only page that loads, and you simply change your components. So you load components and change components. You never load a different page. You simply load a different component. So you remove one component, add one component, remove another, add another. That's what you do. You never change your page. Page is always the same, that is index.html. You simply remove component, add component, remove component, add component. And that's why the applications that you create using React are called as SPA. That is nothing but single page applications. You have heard of it, right? And that's what it means. Single page applications. That means there is only one page that is loaded, and inside that you have components that are changing. Page never changes. And that's what this is called, SPA, single page application. Exactly, Kevin. Exactly. So guys, this is the hierarchy of React, and I hope you guys understood. Everyone, please tell me, have we understood how it is working? Sir, please, at last day we will build one project. Yes, yes, definitely. We'll build a small project. Don't worry. Don't worry, Suraj. Don't worry. So everyone, are we cleared? Please tell me, guys. Are we cleared with the hierarchy? I really hope you're cleared. I really, really hope. Okay. Okay. Amazing. Perfect. Cool now. That's amazing. So that was all the theory. And now we can start with our practicals. So that was all the theory, all of it. Okay. And now we can actually go for the project and see what is going on. But now, guys, I have removed some files. So let me just first of all clear a few things. Okay. Because see, whatever files I removed, there are some dependencies in the project that I have to write again. See, I removed the report web vitals, right? So I have to remove this as well because I removed it. I removed this file, right? So that will create an error. And let me just remove it. See here, you can see. I'll explain you. Don't worry. First of all, let me remove the things that we don't need. Okay. So I remove the report web vitals dependency because I deleted that file, right? So it will cause an error. So I remove that. Okay. And from app.js, I need to remove the logo svg file because I also removed the logo svg file, right? And from here also, I need to remove the logos dependency, and that's it. Git ignore, yes, I forgot to tell you. So git ignore is nothing but a file, okay, in which you mention the files that you want to ignore when you upload this project on GitHub, or when you upload this project on Git, not GitHub. When you upload this project, when you push this project on Git, what files you want Git to ignore while uploading it. Those files you mention it in git ignore. Okay, and it is only required when you work with Git. Otherwise, it's not required. So you can also delete this file. It's totally fine. Okay, so git ignore is nothing. So if you're familiar with Git and GitHub, you know this file. If you don't worry. It's simply a file where you mention the files and folders that you want Git to ignore, so that they are not uploaded when you upload it on Git. That's it. That's it, Himanshu. That's it, Sumit. That's it. What is Git ignore? So don't worry. But for this, first of all, you should know what is Git, right? So right now, this file is not at all important for you if you don't know Git. And if you know it, this is simply one thing that you will already know. And simple. It's simply a file where you write your file names and folder names that you want Git to ignore. That's it. Okay. Perfect. Amazing. Now, let's run this project and let's see what do we get by default. So I simply remove few imports. Don't worry, you will also understand how to remove them. Don't worry, because I remove few files, right? So I remove the logo.svg, right? And here I was using the logo.svg, so that will cause an error. That's why I removed that. And I also deleted the report web vitals file, right? So there was also a dependency related to it, so I also removed that dependency. That's it. Git is like version control, okay, and GitHub is like a place where you can see all your repositories and manage them. That's it. So GitHub is like where all your repositories are placed, and Git is something that is like the version control that helps you to create repositories and manage them. And GitHub is like a store where you store your repositories. That's it. Okay. So guys, now let's run this file. Let's run this project and see. So for that, first I need a terminal. So now you don't need to use an external terminal. You can also use an external terminal, but your VS Code has an terminal. So you don't have to go for an external terminal. So what I'm going to do is now, see here on the top, you have an option of terminal. So simply click on terminal and new terminal. Okay. And it should open a terminal internally in VS Code. And here you go, you can see it. See, perfect. Here you have the terminal ready, already pointed out to this project. Guys, see, this is not important. If you don't want to use the VS Code terminal, you can use any external terminal. It works same. But why to go for it? Why to open a new software if you can use the terminal of VS Code, which is the inbuilt terminal? So that's it. Sir, we have not written this code how it came. That's what I told you, right? All the basic setup is already done for you. Right, creation? That's what I told you in the start, right? React is a framework or a library, you can also call it a library, which will give you all the basic stuff. So those are all the basic stuff that is already given to you. Okay, I hope we are cleared. So now here you simply go, okay, in the terminal and write npm start, and that's it. This command will execute the project for you. It will launch the server, and you can simply see your project up and running in your browser. So let's see it, guys. Everyone, hit the command npm start. It will execute the project, it will run it, it will start a server, and after that you can see your project live on a browser. Do we have to use VS Code? No, that's not a what do you call recommendation. You can like go anything. You can go for Atom, you can go for PHP Storm, WebStorm, you can go for anything. Okay, but yeah, it's a good thing to like. I personally use VS Code because it's lightweight and easy to use. That's it. Yes, I'll explain you, Sumit. Don't worry. I'll explain the pre-written code. Don't worry at all. Don't worry at all. Guys, don't worry. I'll explain you the pre-written code. I simply remove the few dependencies because I removed the logo file, right? I removed the logo file. I removed the SVG. I removed the report web vitals file. So there were a few places where the dependency was written. So I removed those. Now I'll explain you the already written code. Don't worry about it. Let's run it first. Let's run this first and let's see what we are getting. it takes a time in the start. So for the first time, it will take a like 1 minute time. And my PC is already running slow today, so not a problem at all. Let it take a minute. Why is React project loading fast? One reason can be it doesn't have a lot of things by default. Can't resolve. Okay, see, there is a dependency issue, report web vitals issue. Because I think I have included it somewhere. Let me remove it. I think somewhere I'm using it. No, I'm not using it. I think I didn't save it. Save it. And here we go. Now it's up and running. Nothing will happen, Mukesh. Nothing will happen, buddy. Nothing will happen. It will still work. But simply right now we don't need those files. They were just like extra stuff that were there. So we don't need them. So we need a clean project. So I simply remove them. You don't need it. They were like unwanted for now. Okay, Mukesh. So that's why. So even if you don't remove them, it will still work the same. Is that clear? But right now, you didn't needed them. That's why I removed it. So now, guys, we are done. That error was because I didn't save my file. So that's it. I removed the dependency, but I didn't save it. Okay. So now see, you can see the project is up and running. And here we go. Compiled successfully. You can now view React demo in the browser. And that's it. Done. So now you can go in your browser. I think it's already running in the browser. Yep. Here we go. See? Perfect. Let me just show you once again. Okay. It will already get like it will already open in your browser. You don't have to worry about it. I'll show you again. Don't worry. Let me just cut this once more because we got that error right. So it will become confusing. Let's run npm start again. Block features of this app. Do one thing, Karina. Just go and allow it. Yeah. In the start, sometimes firewall blocks it. Just go and allow it. So guys, I solved that error. Okay. And just to make sure that there is no confusion, I again ran npm start. You can see what is happening again. Okay. So yep, see now starting the development server and now it will start. Why there is a M at the top of see now? Okay, I'll explain you. I'll explain you, Arza Praveen. That is because I have connected my Git to VS Code. No, once you open your command prompt in the VS Code terminal, you don't need to put a path. It's already there. But yes, if you're opening an external command prompt, you have to come to the project path. Yes, of course. Okay. Yes, yes, Sana. Yes, Sana. You have to use CD if you're using external terminal. And now, guys, you can see it's up and running. So now your server is started and your project is already running. Okay. And it's running on port number 3000. So in your browser, you simply have to put localhost colon 3000. Localhost is nothing but the name of your local server, and 3000 is the post number on which this server is running. Sorry, port number, not post number. That was a fumble. So localhost colon 3000, and that's it. Here is your output, and this output is nothing but it is coming from this app.js. You can see here. It is coming from nowhere, but it's coming from this app.js. See here, everyone. There's a div, there's a header, and here you can see p tag, edit, and then you have a simply a tag and learn React. And that's it. That's the exact thing you have it, right? See, edit and learn React. That's it. Okay. So simple, clear. Now, guys, see if you want, you can simply remove everything from here. Let's say I remove everything. Okay, and I simply put a H1. I simply put a H1 and let's put hello everyone. Save it. See, once you save it, it recompiles. You don't have to go in the browser and refresh. Once you hit save, once you hit Control S, it will recompile the project, and on the browser, it will by default load the new thing. So you don't have to go on the browser and refresh it again. It works. It works. Sometimes it will not work if the PC is slow or if you have a lot of things running. So in that time, you can come and refresh. It's fine. But mostly, once you save your file after changing the code, it will simply recompile it, and it will also refresh the page by default. You don't have to do anything. Is it cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me. Everyone, are we cleared? So let me just close the terminal for some time. Let me just close it. Okay. So I simply removed all the code, and I simply remove all the HTML from the return function, and I simply put my code. Don't worry, I'll explain you how this works. But right now, just see what I'm doing. Okay. So I simply removed all the HTML and I put simple H1. That's it. Okay, guys, everyone, are we clear with this? Please tell me, everyone, are we cleared? Now we are going to see some new things. We're going to see, first understand the code. We're going to see what is this return, what it does, what is this export, what it does, and how this thing is working. And then we'll create our own component, and that's where we'll finish today's session. So now, guys, let's move ahead. So now, first of all, let's try to understand. Let's go from the start. First of all, let's try to understand this index.html. Let's see that what it is having. So now you can see it's nothing. It's simply like a normal HTML file. It has meta, it has some links, and that's it. Okay, and it simply has a div. It simply has a div of ID root. That's it. That means the index.html file is having nothing. It's just like a normal HTML file. It simply has a title, a body, a head, some meta tags, some links, and simply a div with ID root. That's it. That's all. Okay, and inside this div only, all your component gets loaded. Inside this div, which is having ID of root, all your component gets loaded. So now that's all about index.html. Now let's move ahead and move to index.js. Now let's see what it's doing. See what it is doing, guys. It is simply calling this function. It is doing only one thing. It is loading the app component. See here. It is loading the app component, and it is saying that render the app component and put it inside the root div. And we saw, right, where is the root div? It is nothing but where? It's on the index.html file. So what this index.js is doing, it is saying that, okay, fine, I'll render the app component and I'll put it in the root element. And what is the root element? Nothing but your div that is on the index.html page. That's it. Exactly, Kevin Bhandari. Exactly, buddy. Exactly. That's what happens. Okay, so index.js is doing nothing. It's simply rendering the app component and putting it inside the root element. That is nothing but your div. So app component is loading in on the root, inside the root. So I hope we are clear with this, right? And normally, you're never going to come on index.html. You're never going to come on index.js. Mostly, 99% of the times, you're never going to visit this index.html file. You're never going to visit this index.js file. Mostly, will never work here. So this is only a one-time thing to understand. Okay, are we cleared, everyone? Guys? So if we have different tag for each page, so how we use, if we think SEO point of view. Different tag for every page, like we need different tags for every page. Sometimes you have to use different tags for every page. Okay, so not a problem. You can definitely go for it. You simply write your keywords then if you want to perform the if you want to like deal with the SEO in that case. But you can go for different tags. Totally fine. Okay, everyone. Rachit, I think you have some extensions installed, buddy. Go for Babel in this case. Go for Babel in this case. Okay. Okay, guys. Now let's close it and let's try to understand few more things. So everyone, are we cleared? Please first of all tell me, are we clear with all the things? Now we have to understand what is a component, how it is created, and also how to create one of our own. So we're also going to understand it. Okay, can we use index.css file for styling? Yes, Rishikesh, of course, but you can go for it. Okay, guys, now let's move ahead. Now see, this is app.js, and inside this app.js you simply have a function called app. So normally if you try to understand at basics, it's nothing but a component is nothing but a function. A component is nothing but a function. Don't worry, Shuprasad, I'll tell you what is the need of import. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you today only. Don't worry. So in normal understanding, a component is nothing but a function. So when you create a component file, you create a function inside it. So function, and mostly try to name your file and your component same. Give your name, like the names of your function and of your file should be same, so that it becomes easier to understand. By only reading the file name, you can understand what kind of function will be in there. Okay, so always try to do it. Always do it. Web vitals not found. I think you also deleted it, but you didn't save your file. So just go on your index.js and save it, Rachit. Save the file. Okay, Rachit? Okay. How? Someone asking, where is the question? I think someone was asking question, right? How is app.js connected to index.html? I'll tell you. Don't worry. I'll tell you. Before that, you have to understand the component loading. So don't worry. Don't go anywhere. I'll tell you how it works. Okay. So now guys see, so component is nothing but a function. So function app, okay, and then inside that you simply have a return, okay. So whenever you create a component, so this app is also a component, right? So you create a function, and inside the component you write a return keyword, and then you use the parenthesis, and inside that parenthesis you write your HTML that you want that this component to return as the output. Simple. So if you want to create a component, create a file first, create a function with the same name, try to give the same name, and then inside that function, simply write return, inside parenthesis, write whatever HTML you want. And now that component will return that HTML. So whenever you will use that component, that HTML is something that you will get every time. Is that clear, everyone? Is that cleared? Rachit, I think const and function are different, right? Const is for declaring things. Function is for declaring function. Const is for declaring your constant variables, right? For constant data. But function is the keyword that you use for creating functions in JavaScript. That's why you need that function keyword. Okay, so simple. Function just to create a function. Simple. Const is like for creating, declaring, or creating constant variables. Simple. Okay, guys, are we understanding this? That means if I want to create a function called as, let's say I want to create a function called as header. So in future, I'll do something like this. Not on this file, I'm just giving you a demo. It'll go like this. Function header, okay? Function header, and then inside that, you'll simply put return, and inside this, you'll write your HTML. That's it. Simple. That is it. That's how we're going to do it. Okay? So function header, okay? And so this will be your header component. That's it. This will be your header component. And don't worry, we're not doing it right now. We'll do it in some time. Don't worry. Okay, so are we cleared? Aarti is asking what is root? It's simple. It's nothing but a div's ID. That's it. It's the element name. So here we have a div, right? So the ID of that is root. Okay. So that index.js is putting it here. That's it. Simple. Okay. I hope it is clear, Aarti. I think you joined a little late. Okay. So I think that's fine. You can rewatch it and you'll understand everything. So don't worry about it. Okay. So guys, are we cleared? So whenever you create component, you simply create a function with the same name, almost try to give the same name. You can also give different names, but give a same name for better understanding. And say inside return, you simply put your HTML that you want to return. That's it. That's it. Now, after creating your component, after doing this, you have to export that thing. Now, see, guys, I'm not going to call this function. I'm going to call this component. Okay, I'm going to call this component. So you simply have to export that component or the function. You simply have to export it. Why we need to export it? Because if I want to use it somewhere, I have to import it. So if you want to import it, you have to export it. So if you create something and if you want to use it somewhere else, you need to import it. And if you want to import it, first you have to export it. Okay, so anything that you want to import, you have to export it. So now I'm simply saying that, okay, I'm exporting this function, I'm exporting this component. So export default and then the function name or your component name. So I'm exporting it so that anywhere if I want to use it, I can import it easily. That's it. Don't worry, I'll also explain you default. Don't worry, just give me some time. Don't worry, we are going step by step. Guys, please, everyone, let's go step by step. Okay, I'll answer every one of your question. Don't worry. Yes, creation, buddy, don't worry, just wait for some minute. I'll explain you. What is function in simple language, sir? Function is nothing but a block of code. In simple language, function is nothing but a block of code. Okay, that's it. Okay, guys, now let's move ahead. Okay, so now this is the basic understanding. Now to understand the export and import in a better way, let's do one thing. Let's create our own component. Okay, everyone, let's create our own component. Okay, fine. Everyone, are we ready, guys? Are we understanding everything? Yes, I will explain you what is default. Don't worry, I'll explain you what is default. Rutu, don't worry. So guys, are we ready to create our own component first? Please tell me, everyone, are we cleared? And I'll explain you what is default. Don't worry, just give me some time. I'll explain you. Okay. And everyone here who is asking questions about projects and everything, don't worry. We'll create the project at the end. First of all, focus on this because this is important, right? So I want everyone to focus on the code right now. Project and assignment and attendance is the later thing. Right now, this is important. Okay. So let's go for it. Fine. So let's create our own component, and it's really simple to create a component in React. Just go on your src folder. Okay, just go in your src folder, right click on it. Okay, right click on it and simply write a new file. Create a new file. Give it any name. So let's call it header.js. That's it. Header.js. Now what I can do here is simply create a function header. That's it. Simple. Now inside this, I can simply go and write return whatever HTML I want this component to return. So return parenthesis. Inside this, I put a div, or let's simply put an h1 for now. H1 header, or let's write header component. That's it. Now, if I want to use it anywhere, I have to import it, and to import it, I have to export it. So for that, I have to do this: export default header, and that's it. You have created you have created your own component. That's it. Simple way of creating component. But now this component will not be loaded, because we know app component is the only component that loads. App component is the only component that loads. So this will not be loaded. So you have to load it first on app component. You have to put this component on the app component so that it can also be loaded, because app is the only component that loads. So you have to put this component on the app component. So let's see how to do that first. So now we have created our component. Okay, and now let's import it on app.js. So let's go to app.js and let's see now, guys, everyone, how to import a component. Everyone now focus. We're going to see how to import a component. Okay, so let's go. You have to write import. Okay, first thing you have to write import, and then the thing that you're exporting. So not app in this case, header. From which file? It is in the same folder, so dot slash, and simply write header. You don't have to write this .js. This is the file name, but you don't have to write the extension. Don't worry about it. Simply write header. That's it. Done. Remember, import whatever you're exporting. I'm exporting it this, right? So simply I will write the same thing. Import this thing. So it's nothing but your component from this file, and that's it. That's how you import it. And if you want this import thing to run properly, you have to export it. If you don't export it, guys, remember, if you don't export it, you cannot import it. So if you want to import it, you have to export it. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, and now, is it case sensitive, the name we write using export? Yes, because see, inside export, you can write the thing that you have written here. So whatever I've written here, I have to write the same thing here. And whatever I'm exporting from here, I have to write the same thing here. Simple. So once you write it, first time you have to write it. After writing it, you have to use the same thing again and again, so that there is no problem. Okay? Guys, are we clear with this? Please tell me. That's how you import a component. That's how you import a component. Import the component name from the file, and you don't have to put extension for the file. That's it. Okay? Now, a lot of people are asking why we have default, why we can't simply export and write the component name. So now I'll tell you. So whenever you only want to export one thing, then you can go for export default. When you feel that you want to export multiple things, then don't use default. Okay. So if you're sure that, okay, fine, I want to only export one thing, I go for export default in this. That means now I cannot export anything else from this file. This is the only thing I wanted to export. If I remove the default, if I write only export, I can also export multiple things. So in this case, I'm writing export default header. That means, okay, fine, I only want to export header from this file. That's all. That's it. So if you're exporting only one thing, you can use export default and that thing, whatever you want to export. And if you want to export multiple things from a file, simply write export that thing, and then you can again write export the other thing, export third, export fourth thing, export fifth thing. Simple. That's it. No need to put JS. Yes, exactly, Bharat. No need to put JS. So guys, are we cleared with why should we write default? Everyone, please tell me. Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me. Everyone, are we cleared? Guys, Okay, that's it. Now, how to use it? How to use it? Because now I have imported, but I have not used it. So after importing, guys, after importing, to use your component, you simply use your component as a tag. You simply can use your component as a tag. For example, what is my component name, guys? My component name is header. So if I want to use it here, I will simply write header as a tag. That's it. Header. And that's it. Done. Header. That's it. Do we have to export for every function we create? Yes, for every component you create, you have to export it if you want to use it. Simple. What we export, class or function. If you're creating class components, you export the class because you want to export the whole component, right? So if you're working with class components, class based components, you have to export the whole class because that is the whole component. In this case, we are using a functional based component. This is the component, so I'm exporting that. Simple. Okay, so guys, you have to use it as a tag. And now you can see if I save it, save both the files if you have not. So if I save it now, I should get my output as header component. Okay, let's see if we can get it. Save it, and here we go. Header component, and that's it. Now it's working. Danish Kaushal, buddy, please don't spam the chat. Actually, there is no need of using jQuery with React because you have a lot of React animation libraries. So there is actually no need of using jQuery with React, and it's not also suggested. It's not a suggested thing to use jQuery with React. Okay, is that clear, Danish? I hope it is cleared. So actually, it's not at all recommended to use jQuery with React. Okay. So guys, are we cleared with how to load component? And now, I think someone was asking earlier, how is app component loaded on the index.js? So now you guys can see here. Can you guys see this app tag? See this app tag? That's nothing but the app component. And see this? That's nothing but the app component import. Import app from /app. That is nothing but this file. And they are importing this, whatever you have exported. Simple. So we also did the same thing, and that's it. Why have you used backslash? That's normal HTML, Nipin. That's normal HTML. That is nothing but normal HTML. If you have a tag, and if you don't want to like close it separately, if it's an empty tag, you can simply close it like this. That's normal HTML. And this header is an empty tag. You don't have to close it separately because you're not going to put any content in between it. So simply do it like this, and that's it. That will also work totally fine. Normal HTML. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Now there are two things that I want to discuss before we end the session. So now, the first thing is, guys, inside return, can we directly import header index.js? You can do it. You can directly render it, but then your header will become your main file. Simple. And then you have to, again, if you create another component, you have to put it on header. So in that case, header will simply become your main file. That's it. If you do that thing. Is that cleared? That's what app is doing. I hope it is cleared. Suraj, what is your confusion, buddy? Can you tell me what is the confusion? It's simple. Function, because we are creating functional components. So we simply create a function, give it a name, and simply write return, and that's it. Inside that, you simply put your HTML. Okay, now there are two more things I want to discuss, guys. Okay, so let's start with the first thing. That is, from your return, you can only return, you can say like one element. You cannot return multiple elements. That means you cannot do this. You cannot do this. Okay, you should never do this. See, I'm getting an error. You cannot return multiple elements. So if you want to return multiple elements, remember the first thing that you have to create a parent. Create a parent, and then inside that, put all your elements like this. It means at the end, from a component, you should return a single element. In this case, we are only returning a div, and inside the div, you have P and you have H1. So you should never return multiple elements. There should be only one parent that you're returning, one element, and inside that you can put multiple elements. Okay, so never return multiple elements. So if you want to return multiple elements, create a parent, create a div or a section, and inside that put everything else. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me, everyone, are we cleared with this? So that's one thing I wanted to discuss. That is one thing I wanted to discuss. Rishikesh, you can definitely, buddy. Right now we didn't need it, but yes, you can definitely make different folders for different components. Definitely, you can go for it. Can we use 2div? Yes, you can use 2div, but again, to use those 2divs, again have to create a parent because you cannot return 2divs. So if your question is, can we use 2divs? Yes, you can use 2divs. But if your question is, can I return 2divs? No. You have to put them inside a single parent. So you can create 2divs, but you have to put them inside a single parent. Okay. That was one thing. And now the last thing for today is the surprise that the thing that we are writing here is looking like an HTML, but it's not an HTML. It's JSX. It's JavaScript XML. So everyone, please try to understand. This looks like HTML for simplicity, but it is actually not an HTML element. It is JSX. It is JavaScript XML. But React has given you a feature in which you are simply writing it like an HTML so that it's easier for you. But remember, guys, this is not HTML. This is JSX. That means this is JavaScript generated element. You're writing it like normal HTML because React doesn't like want you to feel that React is harder. That's why it's giving you a feature of simply writing it like HTML. But this is not HTML. This is JSX. Internally, all of this is getting created using JavaScript and rendered on the DOM. So this is not HTML, guys. This is JSX. That stands for JavaScript XML. Internally, all these things are getting created using JavaScript. You're simply writing it like HTML. Okay, it's only like they're only doing this so that it's easier for you. Okay, because you cannot write all the elements using JavaScript. It will become really tough to create elements. So if you want to create a really big application, a lot of time will only go to create elements, and it's a lot harder to understand. That's why they have given you a way in which you simply write HTML and internally will do all the things. Okay, so this is not HTML, this is JSX. Remember it. HTML is simple. You know it, right? You simply create a web page and write HTML tags to create components. JSX is nothing but the elements that you create using JavaScript. The HTML elements that you create using JavaScript. Is that clear? Those are the JavaScript elements that again gets treated as HTML once they're on the browser. But those are elements that are generated using JavaScript. Okay, these elements are also getting generated using JavaScript. But the thing is, that is abstracted. They are doing it internally. They are telling you to simply write like normal HTML, but this is not HTML. It looks like HTML. It completely looks like HTML, but internally it is JSX. Okay, it is JavaScript XML. Yes, only in React. Yeah, you can say it looks like, but it's not. It's not HTML. It looks like HTML. You can say it like that for simplicity, so that you don't have to write everything. Is that cleared? Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me. Are we cleared? That means this whole thing is actually JavaScript. This whole thing internally is nothing but JavaScript. It's not HTML, it's JavaScript. Is that clear? It looks like HTML, but internally it is JavaScript. That means if this is JavaScript, I can also mix JavaScript in between. And yes, we can actually mix JavaScript in between. We can simply go and mix JavaScript in between. It's really, really simple. It's really simple. Is there any separate tag for JSX? No. No, because even if you're creating elements using JavaScript, at the end you will create HTML elements only, right? Because browser can only load HTML elements. Is that clear? Okay, now, as I told you that means it is looking like HTML, but it's not HTML. It's simply JavaScript. That means you can actually mix your JavaScript anywhere in between. In normal ways, once you write HTML, you cannot mix JS with HTML, right? But this is not HTML. This is JavaScript. So you can mix your JS in here. Is that clear? Okay. So now just to show you how to mix it, I'll give you this feature. So now let's go inside the function. Let's create a simple variable like this. Let name equals Saurabh. Now I want to put this variable in here. Let's say inside this h1, I want to write hello Saurabh. I want to write hello Saurabh here. So I want to put this variable in here. What is the way? So in normal JavaScript, In normal HTML and JavaScript, you do this, right? You fetch the element, document.get element by class name or document.query selector. Then you fetch the h1. Then you write the inner HTML and inner text. Here you don't need to do anything because it's not HTML, it's JavaScript. So you can simply mix that variable really easily. Now, remember, whenever in JSX you want to write some JavaScript, you simply use this. You simply use this curly braces. And in here, you can write your JavaScript or you can write your JavaScript variables. So I simply put name and that's it. That's it. Simple. Simple. No need to do anything like document.get element by ID or class name. No need to do that. Simply put it like this. And that's how you mix your JavaScript and JSX. So now it is working because it's not HTML. It's JSX. It's JavaScript at the end. So you can simply mix your JavaScript very easily. Now if you go on the browser, hello, Saurabh. Perfect. And I made a spelling mistake in my name. That's great. Saurabh. Save it. And here we go. So guys, are we cleared? Everyone, are we cleared? No, it's not an object. Creation, it's not an object. Buddy, it's not an object. Is that clear, everyone? It's like an expression. It's like an expression. So that's a way by which you can mix your JavaScript in your JSX. Okay? They have made it look like HTML so that it's easier for you because HTML is easy, right? So they have made it look like HTML, but it's not HTML. So everyone, are we cleared with everything that we learned today? And now, now are you having a better understanding of React? Everyone, please tell me. Now, are we having a better understanding of React? Can we use Bootstrap with this to make responsive? Yes, Shiva, obviously. I'll show you how to use Bootstrap in this. Tomorrow, if we get time, I'll show you how to use Bootstrap. Don't worry about it. The next 2 days, Zakaria. So 16 is today. So 17 and 18. Okay. So tomorrow we'll learn a lot of things. We'll see how to work with elements. We'll see what is props. We'll see what is state. Okay. And we'll also see some hooks in React. And on the last day, we'll see how to work with network and we'll create a simple small thing. So don't worry about it. Is JS oops? Yes, JS also has the oops concept. Yes. What about Flutter? It will be. There were some issues. That's why I was unable to start Flutter, but don't worry. In some time, maybe after React and JS, after React, and then after that, we also have JS Essential. So after that, we are planning to start Flutter again. So don't worry about it. Okay, everyone, are we clear? I think someone is asking a question. Let me see. I think I missed that question. What was the question? Sir, how to see the output? Actually, it is showing the same React logo on the browser as well. It was before. I think you have not saved your file. So you can save your file. And I think your project is not running. So run your project as well again. So save your file. Save your file. Just go in your file, go in your app.js and save it. Put Control S and that's how it will work. We'll have some mini project after all this. Yes, yes, definitely. I'm planning to create a mini project. Don't worry. You have saved it. So do one thing. Just to try, run it again. Run it again. And close that tab and open that tab again. Try to do it. Try to do this. Okay. So guys, everyone, all the people asking how to add CSS and how to do everything else, don't worry. Tomorrow we have one more session in which we're going to learn how to add CSS, what is the state, what is a prop, and how to work with elements. And then on the last day, we'll see how to create a mini project. So don't worry. And for all the new people, I would suggest you to go on and learn a little bit of JavaScript so that when you come tomorrow, you're a little bit familiar with JavaScript. Okay. So for all the people who were new today, okay, you have understood the session. Okay. And then before starting tomorrow's session, just go on. If you don't know anything about JavaScript, before starting tomorrow's session, just go on and learn a little bit of JavaScript. That will help. At least learn loops. Learn loops and arrays. That will help. So learn variables, loops, and arrays. That is all you need. That is all you need. So at least learn loops, variables, and arrays in JS, and tomorrow you're ready to go. So if you don't know JS, guys, just go and do this. Revti, don't worry about this MNU. Don't worry about this MNU. Don't worry about this. That is nothing but once you connect it with Git, that's how it works. You don't have to worry about it right now. Okay, you don't have to worry about it right now. Don't at all worry about it right now. Is that clear? So I really hope that everyone understood this, guys. And now I'll see you tomorrow where we'll do all the other things. And everyone, you guys have to join the React JS group. So the group link will be in the chat in some time. Jyotsna, can you put the group link in the chat? So guys, the group link will be in the chat. Just click on that link, register yourself and join in the group. So all the files that I create here, all the things that I do here, and all the assignment questions, I will post on the group. I'm already in that group. You guys have to join that group so that you can see everything. So all the assignments, all the files that I create here, I'll post everything in that group so that you can find. Okay, everyone. Someone is asking for recap. It's simple, Aswin. React is nothing but a framework or a library that helps you to create front-end application. It follows component-based approach. That means you have to create a component for everything. The main component is app component, in which you put all your components. Okay, and you can create either class components or functional components. In our sessions, in our series, we are creating functional components. That's it. Done. And the thing that you can see here is not HTML, it's JSX. So that's it. So I think there was nothing because we only like learned very few things. So I think that was the whole recap if you wanted. Ashwin, I hope you're clear, buddy, right? So React is a library, follows a component based approach, and and it like components can be created in two ways: either go for class based components or functional components. That's it. Okay, everyone. Josna, can you put the community link? Yes, it's already in there. So guys, please join that group. I'll post everything there, and that's it. And I really hope that everyone learned everything, everyone understood everything. So guys, please tell me in the chat that you enjoyed the session or not. That means a lot to me. So everyone, please tell me in the chat, did you guys enjoy the session? Did you guys learn something new today? So everyone, please tell me in the chat. And everyone, please share the video as much as you can so that everyone can learn. And tomorrow I want to see more numbers. So please also tell your friends and your people so that they can also come join and learn with us. Okay, so please share the video so that everyone can learn. Okay, now I can see the chat. Okay, that is really great. Yep, amazing. And I really enjoyed teaching you. You were really great students today. Okay, and I really hope that every one of you will join tomorrow as well. No one will leave it, right? I really hope that everyone of you will join tomorrow as well, because we have a lot of things to do tomorrow. We are going to learn props, we're going to learn state, we're also going to learn how to work with list, how to display things. So we have a lot of things to cover tomorrow. So I really hope everyone will join. So that's it for today, guys. And whatever doubts you have now, don't worry, hold it now. You can ask it tomorrow and I'll solve everything for you. And that's it for tomorrow because we're already over time. We have to, like, I have to start in the next session. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. It was really fun having you here, and I'll really hope to see every one of you tomorrow. That's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye bye. See you tomorrow. Please join the group.